Hi, John MacGregor with another segment of Uncommon Logic. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out here again on another trail run, and I thought I'd take a break in this heat and share a thought or two with you. I wanted to start with a few questions, kind of get you in the right frame of mind. And the first one is, where do you want to be in 10, 20, or even 30 years from now? Okay, don't answer that. Sorry. Don't you just hate that question as much as I do? I used to ask that question to my clients, and painfully and frankly, I'm pretty sure we both wanted to run out of my office. They'd look at me like I had two heads. And the most common response was, John, are you freaking kidding me? I'm barely surviving today, and I want to know where I'll be tomorrow, let alone in 30 years. Have any of you ever thought of that? Yeah. Okay, so here's the real questions I wanted you to ponder. Do you want to continue living the life you're currently living, financially speaking, or in general? Let me repeat that. Do you want to continue living the life you're currently living? Okay, here's a few more questions to ponder. Would you be in financial trouble if you lost your job today? Are you or someone you know living paycheck to paycheck? And lastly, and most importantly, has money been a cause of stress in your life? You know, I speak all over the world, and the answer to that last question is a resounding yes. Look, 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, not just in the US, but it's everywhere. 78%. That's a staggering number. It was 73% just a few years ago. And this problem is getting worse, not better, despite all the free financial information available, the new financial tools, fancy software, and new and easier ways to invest. This problem is getting worse, and you're not alone in your financial struggles. But I talk to people all the time, and they say to me, John, they want to change, they need to change. They even say they're committed to change, but I'm not always sure they really believe they can, in fact, change. I'm not always sure that they believe in their core that they can, in fact, make the changes they need to make in order to live the life they have envisioned and the life they deserve to live. I'm here to tell you, you have the power to transform yourself right now, but you need to believe it. And you need a process that gets to the core of who you really are. You know, I've been in the personal finance space for over 25 years now, and I've had a very successful career, and I've seen this business from a variety of angles. I had all the credentials, the awards, the accolades. I was on TV, radio, I was a contributing writer. I built a very successful business, and I estimate that I've probably worked with over 5,000 individuals in one way or the other of all walks of life and levels of wealth. And all that being said, I have a very sad confession to make. Looking back, I'm not sure I was making a real difference to my clients. I thought I was. I knew deep down I was fully committed to helping my clients reach their goals. I can honestly say I don't think anyone worked as hard as I did when it came to my clients. Yet despite my efforts, my clients were not changing their harmful behaviors around money. And they could not and would not stick to their financial plan that we all agreed to. No matter how much counseling I gave them and the planning we did together, and despite their absolute commitment to the agreed upon plan, nothing changed. And within a short period of time, they were back to making the same mistakes that got them in their mess in the first place. And very quickly, they were spiraling out of control once again, back to living a life of pain, stress, and anxiety. Back to what I call Pain Island. And many of you watching this may be living on Pain Island right now. I'd show my clients where they're today, where they're headed if they continue doing what they were doing. And in most cases, it wasn't pretty. One spouse would always nudge the other and say, honey, we have got to get serious. This does not look good. I'd show them the charts, the graphs, the plan, map out an overall strategy. And with their absolute assurance that they're ready to get started, we hugged, we shook hands, we high-fived, we pinky swore, everything. And as soon as they left my office, they're off to Best Buy to purchase a new 60-inch flat screen on a maxed-out credit card. Their commitment to the plan that we had all agreed upon had a shelf life of less than 5 minutes. Can any of you relate to that? But what I finally figured out was that it wasn't their fault. People have been programmed to fail financially, and I'm sure many of you here know what I'm talking about. And if you're like most of my clients, you're smart, you're motivated, you try to be careful with your money, but somehow you still find yourself struggling financially, and those goals you set for yourself never worked out. But of course, that's just one kind of financial pain. You know, some of you have plenty of money, and yet you're still unhappy or unfulfilled or dissatisfied in some way. It seems like the more you get, the more you need to be happy. You feel that way? So here's the deal. Everyone has the exact same problem you do when it comes to money. And it boils down to one thing. It's your relationship with money. Most people today have an unhealthy and even toxic relationship with money. Most people are using their money to dull their pain rather than fulfill their purpose. And I've already talked about the school system and how that sets you up to fail financially. Add to that the traditional methods of delivering financial advice, in other words, the financial industry, they fail to address the core issue with people and do not affect meaningful and lasting change. I saw it every day. Selling somebody a financial product is not what people need, and telling somebody what to do and what not to do with their money is as effective as telling a drug addict to stop using drugs or they'll die. It does nothing to cause real or meaningful change. Let's face it, if information, graphs, charts was all we needed to change our old ways and habits, we'd all be rich, skinny, and happy, right? So here's what's going on. And it took years of my own frustration, but I finally realized the reason so many of us have an unhealthy relationship with money and constantly struggle to make and stick with their financial goals, even those with big salaries. And it's something deeper than just a lack of financial education, literacy, certainly information. It's rooted much deeper than that. I think you'll all agree with me. Any success you desire in your life starts in the mind, and this is no different when it comes to your financial life. And that's the missing piece. And that's what the financial industry is missing. I always say changes to your circumstances are in direct proportion to changes to your mental state of mind or being. And based on what I've learned, there's simply no other way to achieve true, lasting financial peace without incorporating a process that taps into your brain and makes changes at the core of your mental programming. There's no other way. And buying a mutual fund or an annuity is not the answer. Those are just tools. Neither is providing information, graphs, charts, financial plans in fancy leather binders. These things are not enough to cause that biological change you need to discover true and lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. I'll get more into this as we go along. The purpose of this extended segment is to get your mind thinking that there are in fact better and more effective ways at solving your financial situation. And it's easier than you think. Again, sorry for the added length on this one. I'm trying to keep these succinct, but I thought this was important, and I wanted to get this out to you. And more on this topic to come. And please remember, it's never too late to start your journey to achieving true, lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. I'm John MacGregor, and have an amazing day. Oh, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Take care and aloha.